Hello, my name is Matthew Bshero, and I am a software developer, and I'm here to talk to you about my application Fέτch. We're going to start with a little bit about me. So, I graduated from Pennsylvania State University with a bachelor's degree in biology, specifically vertebrate physiology. And from there, I went to Florida and was employed by Walt Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products, where I was a trainer for many of the positions that I worked in. I learned a lot of new technologies and was able to use that knowledge to train more employees on how to effectively use them in the Walt Disney World setting. I, from there, transitioned to a high school biology teacher, where I was a teacher for 7 years, and I was in charge of training many users on some of the new applications that we brought into the classroom. And I was also in charge of our department's budget. During my summer months, we would often spend time with my family discussing future business opportunities. And one of the ideas that we came up with due to personal experience was aiding in pet adoption and streamlining the process so that more pets could have a family. And that's where it led me to devCodeCamp to pursue programming so that I could develop this application. And here's a little bit about the application. This application was developed to streamline the process because the pet adoption process can be long, arduous process that is difficult for both pet parents and adoption agencies to make sure that these pets are going to the right home. So by providing an application that eases this process, more pets will be able to be rescued and sent to loving homes. This application was developed during a 15-day sprint with the MERN stack, which is MongoDB, Express.js, React, and Node.js. The modules included are Bootstrap for my CSS and styling, Axios for talking to my backend, and finally JWT Decode for authentication for users and agencies. An API that was used for this application is IP geolocation, which allows the application to find the geolocation of the users or agencies. And we're going to use that to make sure that when you log in, you only see agencies or users from your area and not the entire country. So now we're going to transition to the app itself. So over here, we are at the user login page, and I'm going to walk you through the registration process. So first, it's going to ask you for a name, and we're going to go with James Smith. His email is going to be jsmith@gmail.com. And his password is going to be the best password in the world, which is password. We're going to go ahead and choose a profile picture, which allows the user to upload a JPEG, JPG, or a PNG file. And so we're going to go ahead and use number 6. And we're going to register. So we're not going to see anything just yet on the home page. So before we do anything here, we're going to go to the profile page. And in the profile page, you'll see an About Me section, a contact information section, the profile picture of the user, a verification form, which we'll get to in just a moment, and finally, preferred pet characteristics. So let's look at the About Me section. The About Me section is going to be an area where the user can talk about themselves. And in the future, we'll allow agencies to see this section and see the kind of person that they are interested in letting adopt one of their pets. So let's go ahead and add an About Me section where he talks about how he's a contractor, he loves pets, he loves gardening, and making his backyard as nice and warm and as possible. We're going to go over here now to the contact information. As you can see, you can autofill this information, but we're going to go ahead and put in a custom address. So we'll do 123 State Street. Our city will be Nashville. Our state will be Tennessee. Our zip code. And finally, a phone number. All right, so we're going to go ahead and update that information. And as you can see here, it has been updated. And now we have contact information for our user. Next, we're going to go down to the verification form. And this form is, the whole idea behind this website is to allow a streamlined process. And one of the ways that we do that is pre-verification. And so when you go to adopt a vet or a pet, you need to fill out a whole bunch of forms and information so that the agency who you are adopting from knows everything that they need to know in order to send these pets to a safe home. And so with this pre-verification process, we're able to fill out this form ahead of time so that when we do see a pet that we want, we can already be approved and go ahead and pick that pet up, preferably the same day. And so when we're going to go down here, as you can see, nothing is filled out just yet. So we're going to click on update, and this will take us to the verification page. Again, you'll see nothing has been updated on the left-hand side of the screen. And so we're going to update that information. So I'm going to do that real quick for you, just so you can see what it looks like. So he has low activity, noise level, no landlord because he owns, which means we don't need to put a phone number. One adult, 0 kids. Reason for adoption, we would like to provide a home for an elderly pet. Number of days, time, hours he'll be alone is 4. The dog will have access to the entire house. They will be traded at night. Fencing, yes. The doctor is Dr. James Russell. Here is the veterinary's phone number, their preferred pet, and what type of pet they would dislike, but this guy's comfortable with any, and energy level any. Down here, we have the terms and conditions and anything, just make sure that all the liability and stuff for the agency is under protection. So we're going to put Marsh's signature down here and then update that. And if you go up here, you'll see everything has been updated. So when we go back to the profile page, all that information is updated. Down here, we have preferred pet characteristics. So we're going to go ahead and put those preferred pet characteristics, and these would be something that the user can remind themselves that what they are looking for if this process takes a long time for them. We're then going to go ahead back to the home page where you'll see now we have a whole bunch of agencies that have popped up in the Nashville area. So we have one in Franklin, which is just south of Nashville, and then we have Nashville itself. It also displays the dogs that are available to that user. And if the user is interested, they're able to favorite an agency. So if we click on favorite and go over to agencies at the top, they have now favorited that agency. And so they can keep track of all the pets that are available. They can also request verification of these agencies, and that will be shown in just a moment once we switch over to the agency page, which we're going to do right now. We're going to log out, click on agency login, and we're going to log into one of our agencies. So you'll notice when we log into our agency, instead of having the agencies and pets, it has the local users. So this is a way for agencies to see who's interested in pets in their area and allow them to contact them through their phone number or their email address. We're going to now head over to the profile page. And in the profile page, you'll see that they have agency information, which is sort of their about me section, the same contact information, preferred pet parents, and finally, we have available pets. So if we go down to agency information, we can fill this out. So this is the National Humane Society. So we're going to fill out an about section. Their fees, we'll do $300. Their goal is to save as many pets as they can, and they have dogs and cats. So we update that information, and in the future, users will be able to see that information. We already have our contact information filled out. It works the same way the users does. Preferred user characteristics. So we have preferred pet parents. We'll put that information in so people can see that in the future. And then finally, we have available pets. So when you have these available pets, you can put a whole bunch of information on them. So we're going to go ahead and add a pet for you. So we're able to choose an image. Let's pick this one right here. The name, we'll name him Spot. It is a dog. The age will do 6. Breed, we'll do pointer, and personality, we'll say Spot has a very upbeat personality and gets along well with kids and dogs. And then we go ahead and update the information. and Spot is available. We can then delete a pet if we like. And so let's say Spot gets adopted, we can just delete him from our profile and no one be able to see him anymore because he's been adopted. If we head over to users, you can see that we've already verified Roy West. So he is able to adopt a pet whenever he's free. And over here, we have two users. We have Edith Jones and the user we created, James Smith. And there's all their verification info available. So we can either accept or decline. So we're going to go ahead and decline Edith Jones just to save that functionality. She disappears. And then we're going to go ahead and accept James Smith, and he gets added to the verified user page. From here, we're going to go talk about some of the future features that will be available to users. So over here, we have some future features. We have allow parents, pet parents to get more information of listed adoption agencies, such as goals and fees. We plan for our local pet agencies to see pet parents by selecting their pet profile and get more information, their about me section, stuff like that. For pet parents, be able to find other local pet parents and create lasting friendships, arranging play dates for pets for healthy social interaction, the ability to donate money, toys, blankets, food, and other needs to local pet shelters. So the agencies will be able to post information that they need and people can go and get that for them. And finally, the ability for local pet shelters to host and send invites for special adoption events or fundraisers. So this is my application that I'm very proud and happy to show to you. And again, my name is Matthew Bshero, and thank you for watching. I put a lot of effort into this project, and I can't wait to get my career started in programming. And thank you very much.